Hey y'all, what's up? Your girl's back at it again. Welcome to a brand new episode of Get Your Since 92, and I will review Tinashe's Joyride album. Now, I've listened to Joyride album ever since it came out in April of this year. And we know as Tinashe, supporting fan and Tinashe fans, we've been supporting Tinashe since day one. So with this album, in all honesty, because of the pushbacks and delays, the album finally released in April, and unfortunately I was unable to do my videos because I had other things going on. But now I'm settled in, so I'm getting back out there doing what I do, and here's my honest opinion about Joyride. Overall, the album is a good album. I think Tinashe really did her best to make sure Joyride was going to be Joyride. Now, listening to Joyride as a whole, I think the album has a little bit of everything in the sound of R&B, pop, and alternative. And Tinashe's sound has always been like all of those areas, and it has a really distinct sound. The point that I'm making is I feel like this album, for it to come out in April and then now we're not really getting anything else, because Joyride, the album, when it came out, but the sales were low. And I think that Tinashe, she needs to have better management. But before I go into detail with her management, I will say, as a Tinashe fan, I love this album. I think this album is really good. My favorite tracks from this album would be Joyride, No Drama, He Don't Want It, Ooh La La, Stuck With Me, Salt, Faded Love, No Contest, Fire and Flames. But I think the tracks that really stand out to me would be Joyride, No Drama, He Don't Want It, Ooh La La, Stuck With Me, Salt, and No Contest. Alright, so we know that Joyride, the album, really, as far as I'm concerned, I feel like Tinashe deserves better as an artist. And I feel like Tinashe, at this point of her career, her music is really good. She's talented. I've supported Tinashe since day one. The issue is I'm really upset, and I'm angry, and I'm pissed because I feel like recently she was supposed to put out this new mixtape called Tinashe, but unfortunately it got canceled because of issues with like producers giving their tracks that she did to the other artists and all of this confusion. But I feel like Joyride, the album and the era, it just didn't last because she didn't really promote it as much as she should have. She did promote the album, but see, her management and team, they did the best they could, but I feel like she deserves better. I don't care what nobody says. I think that this Joyride era was a mess. I think that for her to really, for all those years, I would say about 3 years, we were supposed to get the album back in like 2016. And that was when she had the Joyride tour, and I was able to go. And this album was supposed to come out. But because of all the stuff that was going on, it's like, okay. But the fans finally got the Joyride album, and I appreciate this album. I love this album. And I look forward from hearing more music from Tinashe. I think Tinashe is hands down one of the best, I would say, one of the best dancers of this generation. And of course, she's one of the best, like, it seems like with her, you can't put Tinashe in the box, and you also can't put her in the box, because I feel like for her being an artist that she's starting to get herself in the doors, but I feel like for her, the people, her team, they're going to have to step their game up. They're going to have to step it up, because people are frustrated with her too, because I feel like she's too talented to not get the support, to not get the overall majority support. But it's not, everything is not all her fault. I feel like her team, they lack, and then they want this era to linger on, and then until we don't even see anything right now she's still in the studio, you know, working on new music. And that's cool. She'll always work on new music. But she knows as the business is really fucked up. So she knows, you know, stuff. She's aware of what's going on. So it's not like she don't know what the fuck's going on. But what I like about her is that she's humble, she's dedicated, she loves her fans, and that's what all that matters. But I feel like her management, they need to step it up. They need to step it up. You know, they need to step up, because I feel like at this point we should be getting new music from Tinashe probably later on this year, most likely. But I did not like how Joyride ended up being not, you know, supported as much, and it didn't get the recognition that it deserved, because everything, you know, with, you know, today's music, and I've made a lot of rants, so you already know what's up. But I feel like this album itself is what it is. I think that overall she did the best she could to bring this album to life, and to, you know, really put a lot of effort to make this album like, okay, people know this is Joyride, this is the album. And also other people have done critiques on Joyride and the direction she was going with this music for this album, and I really appreciate and like people's different perspectives and their opinions on Tinashe being her artist and her music, which is fine. Now the only issue with this album, which I don't like that garbage ass record, Me So Bad. I don't like the record. It's trash. I don't like that record. That's the only record that I don't like. From that record itself, is watered down, it's cheesy, it doesn't have any flavor. She's giving you like that island vibe, which is fine, but I felt like the collaborations, they didn't add up, and I didn't like those people that she collaborated with. I'm not a huge fan of either of those people on this, you know, record. But I feel like this record itself, it just didn't have no flavor, you know. And I feel like she should have put another R&B track in there too, because Tinashe, she's more R&B, and she's more of that side, the alternative R&B too. Which Tinashe, I feel like Tinashe needs to stick to her sound, and here's why. And the reason is, I hear other people, their music, they're sticking to their sound of the R&B and the hip hop and the alternative R&B, and they can experiment with their music and into that pop direction. And Tinashe basically is a versatile artist that, when you listen to her mixtapes, all her previous work before Aquarius and before Joyride, I've said Black Water, I've said Reverie, I've said In Case We Die, Amethyst, and Night Ride. Tinashe consistently has put out music. That's not the issue. The issue is Tinashe don't have she don't have a management that really knows what the fuck they're doing sometimes. And I look at her like, okay, all she gotta do is get with the right people, and especially promoting her music and promoting how she is as an artist. That's all she gotta do. You know, and also her management, they need to step it up, because nowadays, like I said, you got too much going on. Everybody else is releasing their albums, and that's cool. But I feel like it's so disturbing to see Tinashe. I feel like Tinashe just not getting the proper treatment, which is getting her records to be promoted, and just her being that talented artist. Tinashe writes her music, she produces her music, you know, and that says it all. You know, she dances her ass off. Like, that says it all. She's an overall talent. I just feel like she needs people on her team that respects her as an artist, that respects her artistry, and to build a solid team and management that she make resources to connect with, like promoting her music, promoting on like the radio stations, and promoting like other music outlets that can help her. And I feel like Tinashe, as a Tinashe fan, I will always support Tinashe, because I feel like Tinashe is one of those talented artists like emerging in this generation, that for her, you can't put her in the box, and she's her own artist. That's how I rock with her. And I think that, you know, with her music, she should not limit her music. And as far as what I mean by she shouldn't limit her music, she shouldn't like put herself in a box. but she should maintain that sound that she started from her underground mixtapes up into her debut album and up into Joyride. Because I feel like even when I listen to like other people's music and I listen to other artists' music, they want to keep R&B and hip-hop alive. They want to experiment with the R&B music and they want to experiment with hip-hop music. And I feel like, I really, in my perspective, I think, and even she signed to a label, which I won't mention their name because that's when I'll get angry, but it's like she should really have had, she should have really been had that support. For her being an R&B artist, and she does, you know, dabble a little bit in pop, I feel like they kind of wanted her to be pushed more into the pop market. And I feel like Tinashe, she can do pop, but that's not all who she is as an artist. She's more R&B, she's more hip-hop, and alternative R&B and soul. And I can hear all of those sounds from her. So it's like, I feel that Tinashe just is not getting the proper support. I feel like she's just, people really don't really appreciate her as an artist because, like I said, people, they just, you know, people won't have their perspective of her. That's fine. But it's like, for her to be that talented and have everything, that's what really frustrates me, because I've said this before about artists that I've support, and I've seen them struggle connecting with the audience and their fans and stuff, and that's fine. Tinashe does connect with her fans. I feel like Tinashe does have an audience. It's just that the lack of promoting Tinashe, that's the issue. And she don't really have, to be honest, her fan base, including me, we're not like a big fan base. I would say, you know, she has gained more fans too, but I feel like her not getting the consistency in promoting her music, so more people can know who she is, so more people can have an idea, oh, that's Tinashe, that's the artist. Before, she was on point. I don't know what was going on, but I feel like because of the oversaturation of music that's out on the radio, and I feel like some people, they don't have an open mind to listen to more than one artist. They're so used to hearing what they hear on the radio. And it's like artists like Tinashe and countless other artists besides her, they should get shine and get recognition as well. And I feel like even Tinashe should really consider making changes quick and finding like new management, because I feel like at this point she should have been like, by now she should have been putting out another being on another tour. She should have been like putting out another, well, I'm saying putting out another tour, being, you know, she should be going on tour again. But because of Joyride sales and because people are moving on, and I feel like people are going to be moving on from her too, which I understand, because I notice currently like you have to keep being consistency, but I also feel like because her management is like a setback, you know. So I think that, you know, like I said, I still rock with Tinashe. Tinashe will always be my supporter. I'll rock with her, you know, but I feel like it's frustrating to see her not really getting as much support as she should. And she's not the only artist. There are plenty of other talented artists that should be getting support as well. But I feel like, because I'm concerned, because I sit back and I read people's comments about her, and I read like their perspective and their opinions, and I do agree with them, and some I don't agree, but I do agree with that lack of the management. I really do, because I feel that's a big like chunk of the factor that artists, they need to get their music promoted consistently, because if not, people don't know who they are. A lot of them may not know who they are, you know, and that's fine. But I feel like I was so concerned that, you know, don't abandon her R&B lane that she created and produce her sound, and then other people, you know how some people, they move on to other artists and they're doing that sound and stuff, and it's like, you know, Tinashe should really stick to the sound that she created, but also experiment too. So that's what I want from her. And also, what I'm saying is that I think her label also wanted her to be more pop, to go more in that pop direction, because she also had conflict with people working in the label. People wanted her to do a record that she didn't want to do, and she, you know, was very upset because she felt like that wasn't her. And I feel like at this day and age, if you're an artist, just take charge. Find connections. Get good people around you. Get good people to know what the fuck they're doing. I just think that people around her, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't think they understand and realize that she needs to still be, you know, out there, like booking shows, and not only that, hit the road with other artists. But see, the thing is too, I feel like Tinashe, with her ability to really like keep going and don't let things hinder her, that's why I respect her. I respect artists like that because I know how it is about the business. I know. Because I always vent, and I'll turn into a Super Saiyan, and I'll get into that Super Saiyan mode. Because I love and appreciate music. Y'all know how I roll. So by the time that I see changes and I see like how other artists get their promotion, get their shine, that's when I'll know. Say, okay, that's what's up. But yeah, I think Joyride overall is a good album. I really enjoy it. I really do. The content, the direction. Tinashe didn't lose her sound, and I don't think she lost her appeal in this record as well, because we did hear like sounds from her mixtapes and even from her debut album. I can hear a progression from Aquarius, which I think Aquarius hands down is one of the best debut albums that I've heard. I mean, the content, the direction, futuristic, you know, R&B alternative, and it's just so sonically, the sound is like a breath of fresh air. That's what I want from, you know, Tinashe, to keep putting out music that does sound a breath of fresh air, because her music is so dope. It's like intergalactic, like it takes you to a place of like relaxing. It's more vibey. So she needs to stick with that sound, but also, like I said, don't limit herself. Don't limit herself as an artist. Push her limits, you know, stay, you know, experimenting her sound, but make sure that she's confident, making sure that sound is for her, not her sound like somebody else, which I think that's another issue with some of these, you know, labels, you know, the people working behind the scenes. They want for artists to sound like everybody else, and then the people, they'll get confused, the consumers and music consumers, some, they get confused on who's who, like who is who and who is what, you know, and listen to, oh, this is so-and-so's record, but so-and-so kind of sound like so-and-so, something like that. But I feel like Tinashe, she just needs better people on her team and better people on her side. And Tinashe fans, you know we go hard. We know we go all the way for Tinashe. I go all the way for Tinashe too. I feel like Tinashe, she's legit. You know, in regards to people don't support Tinashe, that's fine. They don't like her, that's fine. It don't bother me. But I'm very concerned that I want to hear more of her. You know, I want to hear more of what she has to offer. And I know she's working on new material anyway. So that's what's up. But I feel like Tinashe, from now on, Tinashe, she's just going to have to get better people, make better decisions based on promoting her music, how to promote her music, make sure people engage with her music, people know what her music is. And when she hit the road, people know who the fuck Tinashe is. You know, and people still know who Tinashe is. But I feel like Tinashe just need to still be consistent with her management, making sure both of her management, they need to communicate. And I often read something that was really disturbing, which really was disturbing. It was a magazine. I'm not going to mention the magazine, but I read about how she want to communicate with her management, and sometimes her and her management don't see eye to eye, and they kind of like brush her off a little bit. But this is what I'm saying. It's like you have to know what you want and go after it, because people can make their suggestions. Of course, there'll be constructive criticism, but at the end of the day, it's up to you, and you gotta find your lane and find yourself. That's all it is to it. I'm not here to, like I said, you know, I don't do the shading and stuff. I don't do that because it's whack to me. Do shade and hee ha, nah. I'm just here to just enjoy good music and support my artists and make sure I do my part, and that's it. So, guys, tell me what you guys think about Tinashe, Joyride, the album. What are your favorite songs? Tell me what do you want from Tinashe? What do you expect from her as an artist? Just let me know what's up, you know. And also, Tinashe fans, you know, you guys are welcome to comment on my channel and let me know how you guys feel. And, you know, yeah. So, yeah, like, rate, comment, subscribe, share. So, yeah. And stay tuned on the next episode of Gifted Since 92 Dragon Ball Z narrator reference. Peace.